If you have access to the exercise files that came with these videos, open up project AEA Parenting 101.aep. If instead you're following along using our book After Effects Apprentice, 2nd edition, we're in Lesson 6, Parenting and Nesting, and open up project 06A Parenting.aep. I've already queued up a RAM preview, and I'll press 0 on the numeric keypad, and you see we have 3 simple layers. We have a background animation of these lines, we have an animation of a rotating globe, and we have a circle of text. Our plan here is we want to make the text rotate around the globe and have the two of them scale up towards us as a unit. Now we could animate these objects independently, but a better way to go about it is to parent them together so we can treat them as a group. I'm going to press home to return to the start of my composition. I'll select text and shift click on planet so they're both selected. I'll press S to reveal their scale, Shift plus R to reveal rotation, and Shift plus T to also reveal opacity. Now normally, layers are completely independent from each other. For example, if I change the scale of one layer, it does not change the scale of another layer. To group these layers together though, I need to use something called parenting. To reveal the parent column in the timeline panel, I need to do one of two things. I can either right-click on a column header and choose Parent, and that column will appear. I tend to drag the parent column next to the names of the layers because I like to see the names side by side. Or you can use the shortcut of pressing Shift F4 to toggle the parent column off and on again. Now the next question becomes, which layer to parent to the other layer? Who should be the parent? Who should be the child? Children inherit all qualities from their parents, but parents inherit no qualities from their children. Makes sense. If I know I'm going to be rotating this text, it would be a bad idea to parent the planet to the text because it will inherit that rotation. And just to show you that example, I'll click on the parent pop-up for the planet layer, choose text as its parent, and now as I go to rotate the text, you'll see the planet rotates as well. That's not at all what I want. I'll undo, set the parent pop-up back to none, and instead I'm going to use the pick whip next to the parent pop-up to say the text will be connected to the planet as its parent. Now I can rotate the text without having any effect on the globe, but if I was to do something such as scale the globe, you'll see the text comes along for the ride. That makes it easier because I just need to set one set of scale keyframes instead of 2. And I'm going to go ahead and set up a quick animation. I'm going to enable keyframing for rotation for the text and enable keyframing scale for the planet. For the text, I'll go to the end of my composition. Just to make a seamless loop, I'll go 1 frame past the end and say rotate 2 times during the length of my composition. Press home to go back to the start. And for the planet, I'm going to say start at a scale of 0, go 1 second later in time, and set it back to 100%. Now when I ran preview, you'll see the two scale up as a group and the text continues to rotate around the planet. Children inherit most transformations, such as scale, rotation, or position, from their parent. However, there's a couple of important properties that they do not inherit. For example, let's say I also wanted to fade up these 2 layers. Well, you might say opacity is another transformation property. Planet is the parent, so let's go ahead and set it to initially 0. Use my keyframe navigator to go to my scale keyframe and go up to 100%. Well, you notice already, the planet's fading, but the text is not. Opacity is not inherited from parents to children. Another important thing that's not inherited are effects. For example, if I put a little bit of blur on this planet, you notice that the text does not get blurry, just the planet does. Here's another example. Let's say that I wanted to tint the text, but not tint the parent, the planet. I'll select just the text layer, go Effect, Color Correction, Tint, and pick for my white point maybe one of these green continent colors from the planet. Now my text has been tinted, but the parent has not. And in general, parents inherit nothing from their children. Children inherit just major transforms, scale, rotation, position from their parents. And now there's my animation. And that's literally all there is to parenting. You go ahead and choose who the child is going to be, go to its parent pop-up or its pick whip tool, and choose who that child's parent will be, and it will inherit certain properties, but not all properties from that parent. Okay, that was simple. Now let's go into a little bit more complex of an example where I have multiple elements that I want to tie together and animate as a group.